Okay, so here I am. I'm a little bit early, but I like to be early. You just don't know how excited I've been about hopping on and doing this live tonight. So let me just make sure I got everything lined up here. I do. Let's see. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. Okay, so I'm going to wait a couple minutes for folks to jump on, but I just, as I was getting ready, I reached up to put on my glasses, and not these, but the other ones I had, and the leg broke off of them. And I thought, well, that's just great. So then I go scrambling around looking for my other glasses, and I had to go out to the car to get them. And when I went out there, I looked, and we've got a pair, which is the first time they've ever had babies, but we've got a pair of Canada geese, and they had 6 goslings. Isn't that what you call them? And so now the little goslings are about, they're about over half as big as the mama and the daddy, but they love to come up into my yard and eat the bird feed. But what we found out is that they poop, and they poop a lot. So we've had to kind of run them out of the yard. I've got a pond down there. It's about 40 yards from the house, and I try to keep them down that way. But they, because they can make a mess, and they can be mean too, but these are not mean. Because as soon as we walk out the door, the daddy, I think it is, holds his head up, and he's looking like, where are they going? Because they don't, he doesn't want us to mess with his babies. But it's funny how some of the babies lay down to eat. They literally lay down, on their bellies and eat, while the other ones just peck around on their feet. But it's just funny to watch animals, and it's funny to watch humans too. Yeah, it really is. Okay, so here we go. Well, we still got another minute. So let me see who else on here. I got Cindy. Cindy, have you been on here before? I know I've had some Cindy's, but I don't remember seeing your last name, but maybe I overlooked it. So, hey, Angela, thank you for joining me. Deborah, I know Deborah's been on here. Janet, I'm pretty sure Janet's been on here. In fact, I know for sure. Julie, yeah, Julia. Hey, Julia, you and I are going to talk in a couple of days, so I'm looking forward to that. It was hard to get our schedule. It looks like we're busy. Well, tomorrow, I'll go ahead and tell you this. Tomorrow, I'm going to Macon, Georgia, to meet with an ENT about having a cochlear implant in this ear. I am deaf in this ear, and have been deaf in this ear for years. And the research I've been doing, and I think I'm hoping I'm going to be a candidate. I'm going to find out tomorrow. I'm going to be disappointed if I'm not, because it's nerve damage, and so the implant is the only thing that would help. But yeah, I've had nerve damage since I don't know, since I was about 33 or 34, and I'm 69 now. And they say that it's from nerve damage when I was a child, when I had so many earaches. And that's before they gave you antibiotics for earaches. They would just put, so hey, Jan from Tampa. Yeah, let me know where you're watching from. All right, so there's Red and Christy. Let's see where they're watching from. I'm assuming it's just Christy, though, right? Okay, and there's Anna and Carolyn. Gosh, we've already got about 30 people on here. So if you have not been getting the email about the replay, I need you to just put replay in the comments. What I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to craft an email with all 3 of the trainings in it, so you can go back and watch them. They're not long. They're not real long. So, hey, Joan, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. All right, so let's get started, okay? I'm going to open up my computer here because I've got some notes here just to help me along the way. All right, so I wanted to do a quick recap, but before I do that, I would love for you to put where you're watching from. I don't know why. I just love to know where everybody is from, and I know Joan is from, I believe Joan is South Carolina. That's right. And then I've got several of my clients that are from North Carolina, California, Canada. Yeah, a lot of folks. So, but I can't really see who else here, but there's about 30 people watching. So that's good. All right. So on night one here, well, I'm going to recap for you. So night one, we talked about why nothing you've tried has been working, and actually what you've been doing is making it actually worse because it's working against you. And the problem is not your willpower. It never has been your willpower. It's the playbook. Okay. You're reading, you've got the wrong tools for the job. All right. And then night two, last night, we talked about the 4 biological changes that happen in your body. And I gave you the 4 new rules that will work with your new biology. And that new biology is the biology of perimenopause and postmenopause, where your estrogen is dropped, which estrogen controls so many things. So tonight we're going to put it all together, and I'm going to show you what it looks like in real life, and I'll show you something that I've not yet shared, that I haven't shared. So hang in here. So by the end of tonight, you'll know exactly what works. All right, and you'll know if it's right for you, because and you'll know exactly what to do next, what your next step will be. So get a notebook, get a glass of water. I got my water right down here. Settle in, because this one really matters, all right? So across these 3 nights, I've given you a lot of moving pieces, and that's why I like to send out the replay, because I know sometimes I'll listen to something, I'm like, I need to listen to that again, and I'll note like at the time slot stamp, yeah. But we talked about hormones, we talked about muscle, we talked about insulin, cortisol, protein, weightlifting, blood sugar, sleep. And some of you are thinking, wow, Dr. Nancy, that is a lot. Where do I even start? So tonight I'm going to give you a simple framework, and it's a framework I've been using for years now. And when you strip everything away, there are really just 2 main pillars. I mean, there's a lot of information that you've got to apply, but they're just 2 main pillars. So pillar 1, well, first of all, I don't know why I'm holding this thing, but you remember that it was in my pocket. You remember this little booger? This is a cell, and these are your, what am I trying to say? Estrogen receptors. No, these are your insulin receptors on this cell. Now, there are cells that have estrogen receptors, especially in your brain, and that's why we need estrogen to help our brain. But I don't know why I had that. Let me chunk that over there, because we're not going to use that tonight. But I do review that in my program, because it's such an important concept to learn about insulin resistance. So that's why I have that there. Okay, so pillar number 1. Who knows what it is? Anybody could tell me in the comments. You want to take a stab at it? I can't really see the comments because I've got this up here. Okay, let's see if I can see. I don't think it's going to let me see. Oh, South Carolina Low Country. That's where Angela's from. Let's see. Mobile, Alabama. Awesome. Massachusetts. How do you say that? Massachusetts. There we go. Karen from Texas. Hey, Karen. Good to see you, girl. Chattanooga. Let's see where else, folks. Kingsport, Tennessee. Yep. Julia needs the replay. Okay. Hi from Tampa. Tampa is a beautiful area. We were just down there when I was getting my dry needling certification. Okay. So, all right, so losing weight is the first pillar. And to lose weight, to really do that, you have to do that by stabilizing your metabolism. And you think, well, isn't that what walking is about, and aerobics and cardio and all that? It is, but at our age, at this stage in life, it doesn't work anymore, and you probably know that, okay? And this is the piece that most people think they understand, but they're doing it wrong, all right? Stabilizing metabolism doesn't mean starving yourself. It doesn't mean cutting calories. You've got to have food to build muscle It's muscle that's going to stabilize your metabolism. So it means feeding your body the right way to keep your blood sugars level and your hormones supported and your nervous system calm. Remember we talked about cortisol? So protein at every meal possible. So no more just having a piece of bread and butter or a piece of toast. That is not an adequate meal. That's really not even a fueling. So think about that. But we want to have 2 to 3 good meals a day, and not that constant grazing or nibbling. And the reason for that is if you're nibbling all day, then you're keeping your blood sugar elevated. And that is a perfect way to become pre-diabetic or diabetic, because you're keeping your blood sugar elevated. So here's the thing. You've got to do smart carbs. That's going to be your leafy green vegetables, not your starchy vegetables. Ask any diabetic. They'll tell you if they eat a baked potato or French fries or whatever, their insulin level, their blood sugar level is going to go up, and it's going to stay up for hours. It's one of the potatoes, starchy, those kind of things are one of the worst things you can do. But you want to do smart carbs and proteins that don't spike your insulin. You want to do those together. So like a steak with your vegetable. If you are going to have a bread, have it with your protein. All right, real fats, getting enough sleep, hydration, walking, sunlight, the right supplements in the proper amounts at the right time. Those are all very important things. But this we're talking about right now, it's not a diet. It's a way of eating for the rest of your life. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't ever have a dessert. In fact, I was looking at a recipe for this cake today. It was a hummingbird. Oh, what was the name? Oh my gosh, it was a hummingbird cake, but it was something else to it. But oh my gosh, it looked so good. I'm like, I want to make that. I'm not going to make it anytime soon, but the next time we have a celebration, I'm going to make it, and we'll eat it, and then it's gone. Or usually we eat half of it, and I end up giving the rest of it away because we just don't. Most of the time, my kids, we all just want one good piece, with a nice cup of coffee around the table or on the porch. But anyway, so you want to incorporate this the rest of your life. And like I said, it doesn't mean on vacation or special celebration you're not going to eat things, but you're going to fuel your body every day so that it runs like a well-oiled machine. I got up this morning. I woke up at 4:30. I'm so excited about all this. I always love adding new people, and I've been going all day long. I spoke to 25 people at lunch today. About my dry needling opportunity, and I just feel good, but it's because of how I fuel my body. I got my water right here with my creatine and my electrolytes and my magnesium in it. So those are all things we'll talk about. All right, so now pillar 2. I can go down so many rabbit holes. All right, pillar 2 is build the strength. All right, so building strength is going to keep the weight off, and you're going to be able to enjoy that benefit for the next 10, 20, 30 years. I'm 69 years old. At 89, I want to still be strong, and I'm going to still be working out. I'm still going to be keeping my strength because I want to get up and down by myself. What is 79 going to look like for me? It's going to look better than 69 because I'm going to work harder. There are just some things I want to do. I want to get my pull-up down. I want to keep my push-ups going. I'm still able to do a handstand by the door. And so that's what I want for you. You may not want all those things, but I know you want to be strong. I know you want to be able to carry your groceries in and out of the house. I've got about, 6 steps to get into my house. And I remember when my mom lived with me and she had Alzheimer's, getting in those steps at the end there was quite a chore. Okay, so you want to build strength. Okay, so this is the piece of the puzzle that many women, they're missing it. And actually, I can say they're avoiding it. Even the women that exercise, even the women that walk every day, without intentional strength training, you will continue to lose your muscle every year. And I'm just going to tell you, walking does not build strength. I mean, think about it. Everybody walks, but not everybody's building strength. So walking is good, especially outside, getting your vitamin D and your K2, but it doesn't build strength. So strength training isn't optional in midlife. It's just not. It's the single most important thing you can do for your body to help you in the next 30 years to keep your independence. I mean, and I'm not talking about an hour at the gym. I'm talking about 20 to 25 minutes of a workout that's been designed for somebody just like you, okay? So here's the magic. When you put both of these pillars together, and only together, something incredible happens. You lose fat and you keep muscle, and your metabolism speeds up instead of slowing down, and the weight comes off and it stays off. You don't just look different, you feel different. You're stronger, you're more energetic, you're more confident in the future. You walk into a room with confidence. You're more like yourself. You feel more like that than you felt in years. You stabilize your metabolism, you build your strength, and that is the whole game. If it's simple, then why have so many women tried so many programs and ended up gaining weight? Well, the number one reason, and even people that have joined my program, the reason some have more success than others is some just do the one pillar. Most weight loss programs, at least the ones I've heard about, I've seen, and I've even tried, because I tried a bunch of them too. It's 100% about the food. It's like cutting calories, starving yourself, and 0% about strength, okay? Most fitness programs really don't understand nutrition for postmenopausal women, okay? They're thinking about, well, you got to have this calorie deficit, and you do, but you've also got to build your muscle, because your muscle is what's going to help metabolize your food, and it's going to get you up and down the steps, in and out of the car, and on the trampoline. I love to hop up on the trampoline with my kids. Okay, so a lot of nutrition programs do shakes and pills with really not that much good food, but we need both. You need both good food and you need good strength training. All right, so the reason number 2 that programs don't work is that they're just generic. They're not really personalized for you, and you can't take a 35-year-old woman's body and apply a program that would suit better for a 55-year-old, or you can't take a 35-year-old program and apply it to a 55-year-old, because everything has changed. When that estrogen starts dropping, and that progesterone and the testosterone, things change, and I don't have to tell you that. You know that for sure. So you can't take an athlete's protocol and give it to a busy grandmother. That's foolishness, right? So real change happens when you meet your body where it is. And where is your body? It is changing, but it's not wrong. It's just changing. So the reason number 3 that people fail, and I see this more than anything, is just no accountability. They don't have accountability to stick with it. And you can do a program for so long, and then all of a sudden something happens, some trigger happens, a birthday party or a celebration or a holiday or whatever, and you go off the program, and then you can't get back on. Well, here's what I know, and I've seen over this 10 years. My program, the way I teach it, you're able to get right back on Monday. If you go off for a weekend, you can get right back on. So I want to tell you about something I've built. This is really special. So for 48 years, I've been a physical therapist, and for 10 years, I've helped over 2,000 women walk through what we've walked through these 3 nights. And the women who get the biggest results are not the smartest, they're not the wealthiest, and they're not the ones with the most willpower. They're the ones who decided to stop trying to figure it out alone. Okay? They surrendered. They finally surrendered and said, I need help. And so I built something specifically for women just like you. Does that sound good? Yeah. So something I've been quietly testing and refining for years. And many of my clients, so many of them, have had so much result, and they still have result. So I'm officially opening the doors to my next challenge. It's the 90-day weight loss and strength training challenge, and it starts on Monday, June the 8th. And it's a very successful program that I've created that combines both pillars under one roof for women in our season of life. With this kind of personalized support that actually creates lasting change, you can't fail. And I don't want you to fail. The last thing I want for you is another failure. So for 90 days, we work together to do two things simultaneously. Stabilize your metabolism through nutrition that supports your hormones and your blood sugar, and to build a foundational strength training program designed for women over 40. Women that need guidance. You don't know what to do. If you knew what to do, you would have already done it, or especially if you knew you needed it, okay? So this isn't a meal plan. It's not a video of library. It's not a library video. It's a complete guided 90-day journey where I walk personally beside you every day. So here's what's included. First, we start with a personalized assessment. I get on the phone with you. We talk about your medications. We talk about your diseases. We talk about your history. We talk about whatever you feel like you need to tell me that would be in the way of you being successful. And we start where you are, with your weight, your strength, your hormones, your life situation, and your goals. There's no cookie cutter. They're none the same. It's your personalized nutrition framework. It's personalized for you. And it's not a rigid meal plan. It's a flexible, sustainable framework around protein, around blood sugar, and around your real life. Life happens. Birthdays happen. Graduations happen. Weddings happen, okay? But you get to choose. In fact, I just had two ladies. They were sisters, and they've been in the program, one not as long as the other, but they both lost weight. And they, one of the reasons they joined, they had a nephew's wedding coming up, and they didn't want to go to the wedding it was a destination wedding down in Florida. They didn't want to go to the wedding at the size that they were. And so they lost the weight, and a couple of nights ago, the wedding was Saturday, they hopped on our Marco Polo, which is the app where you share and network with each other, and they took a picture of themselves. I love it. They were standing with each other. And then these are two sisters in their 60s, and the other sister was the younger sister, I think, that the son was getting married. And then at the wedding night, they showed us the venue, and it was just fun. But, it was what they're doing is sustainable. They enjoyed the wedding, and then they're going to start right back over as soon as they get back home. Okay, so you get to choose the meals you want to create the foods that will work for you and will build your amazing, strong body, okay? So a strength training plan that's built for your body. So if you've had a knee replacement, shoulder replacement, whatever, I'm going to work with you. I want you to be successful. What I don't want you to say is, I can't do this, I can't do that. We're going to do what we can do, okay? So whether you've ever lifted any weights before in your life or you've never been to the gym, we're going to do this in a safe, a smart, and an effective way. So you're going to get ongoing coaching from me, and this isn't an app telling you what to do. You have access to me daily, just like this. We can talk just like that. In fact, today I talked with two of my clients. Sometimes we text, and sometimes we actually get on the phone, and we troubleshoot together. Okay, so when life gets messy, I help you adjust the plan and not abandon it. And the other thing is you have this wonderful community of women just like you from all over the country that you're going to get to know, that are on the same journey, that are in the exact same season of life that you are. So these are not 25-year-olds with totally different bodies. Now, I want to do something special for the women in here that are listening that are ready to commit. Okay, so here's what it is. I've been thinking about this a while. So for the first 10 women who book a call with me, and the link should be right up at the top somewhere, and join the challenge, I want to make sure that you get off to a powerful start. So the first 4 weeks, the first 10 women, the first 4 weeks, you and I are going to get on an accountability call. It can last 5 minutes. It can last 10 minutes. Whatever questions you have, I'm going to be there. But the reason I do this, we check in, we troubleshoot, we adjust your plan if needed, and it keeps you on track when life is trying to pull you off track, okay? So why this bonus matters? Okay, the first 30 days of any program, whatever you're doing, is when a lot of things happen and you're really processing how it's going. So I want you to build momentum in that first month so you can fly through the rest of the 90 days. So if you stumble in month 1, it's hard to reset. So this bonus is my insurance policy for you that you don't stumble. And that's why it's for fast action takers. So once those 10 spots are gone, the bonus is gone. But there's one more important thing I want to tell you. This challenge itself, I'm capping it at 20 women because I've already got 25 that are going through a previous challenge. So I don't want to add too many because I want to be available to you. I'm not interested in running a giant program. I want to know you. I want to know your story. I want to know your goals. I want to know your obstacles. That's only possible if I keep it small. I will know you by name. I'll even know where you live in the world. And isn't that wonderful? So here's how it works. Number 1, your step 1 is a discovery call with me personally. And that's what that link is for. It's not a sales call. It's just a real conversation about where you are, what you're hoping to get, and whether this is a good fit. So I want to make sure that I can actually help you before we lock arms, okay? And I want you to be sure that this is your right next step. So that's what that phone call is for. And the link to book your call is in the comments right now. It'll also be in the email that I'm sending out tomorrow. But don't wait because you want to get in on one of those first 10 slots, okay? All right, so on the call, I'll walk you through everything, the program, the investment, the timing, and the bonus, and all your questions will be answered. And if it's a fit, then we'll get you enrolled before we hang up. If it's not a fit, no pressure. I'd rather tell you that than pretend otherwise, okay? So speed is your friend. I'll be honest with you, the first 10 women that book and get that personal accountability bonus, if you're thinking maybe I should book a call, book it. Even if you're not 100% sure. And here's why. Worst case scenario, you and I'll have a great conversation. We'll laugh. Sometimes these calls get long because I just want to know about you. I want to hear about you. I want to hear about your family. I want to pray with you. That's one thing we definitely do. So the women that get the biggest transformation are the ones that have the most certainty. They move forward and they just do it. And they're the ones who take the first step and they just go ahead. All right, whether you book a call tonight or not, I want to leave this training with something. So here's what I want to tell you. You came here because something in your life isn't working and you were brave enough to admit it, okay? That's not a small thing. I know that pressure of that weight hanging up. It's like a black cloud, okay? All right, so most people just keep doing what isn't working and hope it gets better on its own. Well, I'm just going to tell you, hope is not a strategy. Hope has never been a strategy. We need hope, but it's not a strategy. You showed up, you took notes. I'm assuming you've asked some questions. You looked at the hard truths, and that is the work. That is what changes lives. So imagine yourself in 90 days. So here, let's just say June 8th, July, August, September. You're moving into the fall. Imagine waking up and your body feels strong. You feel confident. You feel like a well-oiled machine, not like you can't hardly get out of bed. You're shopping from the back of the closet. No more of those loose tops. Imagine going through the fall and the holidays wearing new clothes that you love, not just the clothes that are hanging there, those black and red. I had so much black and red. and a body that has energy at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, a body that sleeps through the night. And we do work on that. That's one thing we work on. And I get a lot of success with that. There's some tricks, okay? A body you can actually like when you look in the mirror. And that woman is in you. She's the version of you that's finally been given the right tools and the right support to thrive in this chapter. So I want to help you become her. So if something in your heart is saying yes, then book your call. The link is in the comments. You can also drop a comment saying booking, so I know to watch for you. And I'm going to stay on for a few minutes, and we're going to do a Q&A. And, you know, if you have some questions, I'll answer everything. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you for these last 3 nights. It's been fun. Thank you for showing up. And I want to see you on the other side. I love you all. Have a great night. All right, so let me see. I'm unable to find the link, but an interested in booking a call with you, Jan. Okay, Jan, I've noted that. So let me see. It says up here, I'm scared to click something. All right. It says there should be, I put the link in there to ask about putting a link. So let me see. Okay, there it is, Dr. Nancy's book a call. All right, so it's http://calendly.com/Dr. Nancy Stanley. That's a lot to know. So as soon as I get off of this, as soon as I get off here, I'm going to go and get the link. I got to get it off I got to get it out of my notes, and I'll post it in the comments. But I've noted, Jan, that you want to book a call, so I definitely got you on the number. Okay, so anybody? Okay, your call is booked for Thursday. Yep, Julia, we're going to talk on Thursday. Awesome. Okay, let's see. Anybody else? Any other questions? Okay, awesome. Well, I have enjoyed it. It's been fun. I'm still going to be posting lives. I was just doing this training. And don't forget this. I didn't do anything on these charts because so many people said, your stuff is backwards. I'm like, I know it. When you're doing a video like this, there's no other way to do it. The only way to do it right is to turn your phone around, and then I can't see myself, so I don't know if I'm even in the picture. So I know that all that was backward, but it's okay. So this graph right here, I'm going to post this graph in on my site because it's just, when I first saw that graph, I'm like, it's so right on, because all of my patients, they come in and they don't understand why they've broken their hip, why they've fallen and broken their shoulder, they twisted their ankle, you know, all of these things. And it's because they're losing muscle. So let's get some muscles, y'all. Let's get some muscles. Yeah. Okay, all right, so let's see. I really want to do this, but going to keep grandmother for a few weeks, but would love to book a call to speak to you. Yeah, Debbie, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, yeah, I'd love to talk to you. Oh, you're going to Mississippi. Okay, I wasn't sure what that MS was. So yeah, let's get on the phone and talk for sure. Here's what I say when people tell me I'm just so busy right now. Well, here's what I want to tell you. I'm busy too, but I eat healthy, and all the more reason to eat healthy. When I go on vacation or I've got a lot going on, that's when I eat the healthiest. And the reason is I want to enjoy myself. Usually on vacation, I've got, I'm with grandchildren and all that. And I want to wake up early. I want to go to bed late. I want to feel good. So I'm not going to eat all that junky stuff. I mean, there are a few things I might fudge on, but not very many. Okay, so I got you, Debbie. All right, so good for you. You're going to stay with your grandmother for a few weeks. How awesome is that? How I would love to be able to stay with my grandmother, but thank the Lord she's in heaven with my mama right now. What happens is someone like me who participated in a call with you previously, we can hop back on another call, Chris. That's not a problem. We'll get back on another call, and you'll qualify, so that's all fine. I just want you to do it. Thursday, 10 a.m., good to go. Okay, Jan, awesome. I was struggling to get spaces on that calendar, because tomorrow I've got to drive. My husband's driving me to Macon to this ear doctor thing. I told you I'm going to go and see if I can do the cochlear implant. No, that's tomorrow. And then Thursday, I had booked a hair appointment, so that's 2 hours. And then a Pilates workout with a friend. We do the reformer workout once a week. And so, but Friday I had more time. But then I had a cousin's lunch. So there's just things, but I tried to squeeze in some hours because I want to get everybody in. But we'll get it in. Even if we don't get it in by Monday, you'll still get going. But I did want to give y'all that bonus offer. Okay. Always, let's see. Always great. Website with exercise videos, great too. Okay. Thank you. I know it says Steve, but it's not Steve. Who is it? Remind me who the she is. Yeah. Okay, Mary Ellen. That's good. Okay. I got you down. I'll see all of these. So there's definitely, we're not to 10 yet. So, I think I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you tell me on this call tonight that you want to book, whether it's 10 or 11 or 12, we'll do it, because that's fast action. Yeah, you're not having to think about it. Okay, so you will have until Sunday, so I can book calls today, or if you come back and watch it tomorrow, if you're watching it tomorrow, maybe you're watching the replay, I'll still be booking calls through Sunday. Or I book calls anytime. But to get in this 20, I'm probably going to close that out by the end of next week, because I want everybody to kind of start together. Okay. Okay, so nobody had any questions. I think while we're sitting here, because there may be some more people that are thinking or want to post something or something, I don't want to close it down and shut you off, but you can always message me. I want to tell you there are some specific supplements that I talk about a lot, and I encourage and I take myself. One of them is creatine. I didn't really start noticing my muscle building, my strength, until I started the creatine, and that was about 1.5 years ago. And I started with 5 grams, and now I'm up to 10. And on the days like last night that I missed sleep, I get 15 grams. 5 is for your muscle and 5 is for your brain. And I'll be honest, y'all, once I started that extra 5 grams of creatine, my brain at work, when I was doing work as a therapist, which I still do that, getting all that stuff in that chart on that patient, I was struggling with it. And once I couldn't stay focused. I couldn't, you're from one patient to the next, to the next, to the next. And as soon as I started doing my clarity, and then I went to the memory center and had all those 3 hours of tests done, and they told me your brain is great. So I'm like, okay, because my mama died on a bed right there weighing 67 pounds with Alzheimer's. Yep. And so I look at my hands, I look at my feet, they look exactly like hers. I'm like, I've got all of her genetics. And I thought, okay, I want to go get all this tested. I don't do the creatine gummies. I like to put the powder in my water. I don't really like to chew anything sweet. I just like a mint or gummies or any of that. That's not me. But I guess everybody's different. But I don't do the creatine gummies. I know there's a lot of creatines out there that are not healthy. I use Melaleuca. If that's something you're interested in, I do order it in bulk because it's $10 for a tub. Of course, there is shipping with that. So I do offer that to my clients if that's something you're interested in. Okay, I can put you 2 tubs for $20 in the mail. Charge the shipping. I think it's like $10 shipping to get. Yeah, and you will have saved yourself about $25, because what I was buying was a lot more than that. I was buying the Mind Body Green. I think I was paying $45 for that, and then I went over to the Thorn. I think it was a little bit more. Okay, so Debbie's I have a quick question. My doctor took me off estrogen because she put me. So what does estrogen and cholesterol have to do with anything. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, Monday night, this coming Monday night, I am having in my private group, we do a Zoom call every Monday night, and you'll be in that if you join the group. I'm having a functional medicine hormone specialist, and she can definitely answer those questions. I'm not a medical doc. I am a medical doctor, but I'm not a physician. I am a physical therapist. I have a doctorate in physical therapy. Okay, so she put you on a statin for your cholesterol, but she took you off your estrogen. Well, get your estrogen back. You need that estrogen. Oh my gosh, you heard me the last few nights. Okay, is this expensive? Well, let me just say this. And Julia, I'll answer that in a minute. I've never had a person, and I've done over 2,000 people, say it wasn't worth it. I do accept payments. We'll split up the payments. We'll talk about the cost when we get on the phone because I want it to work for you, okay? All right, so your creatine blood work is okay. Well, that's your creatinine. That's not your creatine. You don't measure your creatine. You just take it. You take the 10 grams, okay, or 5 grams or whatever, but it doesn't affect your kidneys. There's no side effect to your kidneys for it. Your body makes creatine, but as we age, it makes less. And so that's why we take it. So, yeah, okay, so, oops. All right, do you recommend a special type or brand, powder or gummy? Like I said, I use Melaleuca, and the reason I do that is because it's so less expensive, and I trust their chemist, okay? Melaleuca is an American company. Their products, if you knew how much time and research I've spent getting to Melaleuca products. I've taken so many products. So over the years, I wish I knew how much money, I don't really want to know how much money I've spent on different supplements, trying to get the right supplement. And now finally, after years of that, I'm on the Melaleuca. They have an Aligo brand, which is patented. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Okay, so let's see. Somebody said, let's see what else is in here. Send me 2 tubs. Okay, you'll need to send me your address. You can text me your address for sure. Okay, and you can just Venmo me. All right. Let's see if anybody, I don't see any other questions in here. Looking forward to our next time. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give y'all a report about my ears. I hope I'm going to come back and say, they said, yeah, they can schedule the surgery, but I'm not going to, I'm just going to trust God with it because I've been deaf in this ear now for so many years. But here's one of the main reasons. Honestly, the main reason I would undergo surgery, because surgery does a lot to your brain and to your body, that anesthesia. And this is actually brain surgery. They go into your skull and implant that receptor thing. Is because hearing has a great effect on memory, okay, on your brain. And I'm noticing, like when I'm treating a patient and they're on their belly and I can't hear them because it's muffled, okay? I have to get down really close on my good ear. My husband, I can understand him fine because he's got a deep voice and he speaks loudly and plainly. But like my daughter, she'll, and I'm like, what, huh? So I just decided I would rather have surgery at 69 than 79. So I decided now's the time to go ahead and move on it. Yep. Not something I'm excited about, having a surgery for sure. Nobody is. But I just really kept praying about it. And so we'll see what the doctor says tomorrow. Okay. Okay, Debbie, we can do Saturday if you want to do Saturday. If you don't see, when you try to book, if you don't see an opportunity. Okay. Here we go. So, I see Karen on here. Karen is in Texas. She was in Louisiana, and she has had a lot of success. So at some point, I'm going to do a Facebook Live and have some of my folks get on here and share, because they're having so much success. All right, that's it, y'all. I need to go to bed because I got a busy day tomorrow. Thank you, and we'll see y'all soon.